earlier this evening, the NBA announced that the Portland Trail Blazers' Carmelo Anthony was awarded the NBA's inaugural Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award. The new award recognizes a current NBA player for pursuing social justice and equality for marginalized communities, something Abdul-Jabbar has made a life mission way before his days in the NBA. It is my pleasure to have six-time NBA champ and Hall of Famer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with us tonight. So great to see you, Kareem.
Nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Well, this inaugural award, named in your honor, going to 10-time NBA All-Star Carmelo Anthony. Tell us about him and what it means to you to see NBA stars like him advocating for social justice.
Well, you know, Carmelo hasn't just started doing this. You know, he started his foundation about 15 years ago, and he was just trying to figure out ways he could help his community overcome some of the obstacles that really affect communities of color. And he's been at it ever since, and he hasn't stopped for an instant. He talked about his community in Baltimore, New York, or down in Puerto Rico. It doesn't matter. He's always been an activist and looking to do good things. And we had a discussion about it with the other people that joined me on the selection committee, and Carmelo was very easily the overall winner.
Well, Kareem, when you were a child, I remember the murder of Emmett Till really made an impact on your heart. It galvanized your early desire to engage in social justice efforts. But you took a lot of heat for your activism when you were playing ball, like when you boycotted the 1968 Olympics, particularly. Remind folks what people said to you, Kareem, and how it made you feel at that time.
Well, you know, at the time of the 1968 Olympics, I was very upset for a number of reasons. Number one, Dr. King had just been assassinated. Number two, the chairman of the American Olympic Committee was a man named Avery Brundage, and he was a gentleman who told the Jewish athletes on the U.S. Olympic team that they couldn't compete in 1936 because it would annoy Mr. Hitler. And I just didn't see myself working with someone like him and getting along with him and doing my best performing for the Olympic team that was under his direction. So I had to step away.
And you also kept speaking out despite all the hate that was spewed your way, and you continued to act on social justice issues both during the NBA, your career, and after, before, during, and after. Why did you keep going? Why did you keep speaking out, not give in?
I think I'm just standing on the shoulders of the people that I admired. Jackie Robinson, Bill Russell, Muhammad Ali. You know, I liked them. I liked what they were doing. They made me proud to be American. And they had nothing against America. They just had a lot against injustice. And I had to agree with that.
Well, it's incredible now, after you did receive so much criticism, that decades later, the NBA has an award with your name on it, honoring your activism and that of current players. What does that tell you now?
Well, it tells me maybe I'll be appreciated for being consistent.
Just like your basketball game.
Pardon me?
Just like your basketball game.
Yeah, you know, I had to annoy a whole lot of teams that were my opponents. So, you know, I guess I got used to it.
Well, we saw a surge in activism by NBA players in the wake of last year's murder of George Floyd, and some of those players got some backlash like you did, Kareem. What do you say to these athletes who want to engage, but they also don't want to alienate their fans?
Well, I just want to tell them that they have to understand that in order to approach people, you have to approach them with respect and patience. You can't just tell them that you're angry about something and expect them to understand. You have to take the time that it takes to build a bridge of understanding with someone and explain your side of an issue that is really important. When we do that in America, we get things done very quickly. And I know that because that is our way of doing things, that we can eventually overcome in this situation.
So, I just thought of something else, going back to 1968 and when you became this advocate and really stood up for what you believed, and seeing all the protests that happened and all the advocates out on the streets for social justice after the death of George Floyd. What similarities or differences do you see, or what caught your attention thinking about 1968 versus now?
Well, I think the similarity between 1968 and now is that a lot more Americans understand what's going on in a lot more communities. So what they saw happen to George Floyd, Black Americans have been complaining about those situations for a couple hundred years. When most Americans got a chance to see it and watch the film, they understood that they had missed out on a very terrible truth, and that they had to do something about it. And when I saw the Black Lives Matter protests last summer, and a whole lot of people who were not Black people taking part of it, I was reassured that maybe we might just bridge this gap and achieve true peace and equality in America. And I hope that's what everybody is working on.
Amen to that. Well, I want to ask you about this public service campaign that you took part in with the NBA, encouraging COVID-19 vaccinations. But we haven't seen a lot of current players do that, Kareem. Do you think more players should get vocal about vaccinations, given the impact that COVID has had on Black Americans?
Well, I would hope that they would encourage people to go talk to doctors or talk to people that they respect, their family members or medical workers that they know are legit, and ask them if the vaccination is going to work or if it isn't, and give people the information and let them make the choice.
All right. And by the way, before I let you go, you signed a basketball for my husband about 15 years ago. I want you to know that basketball is in the room of our twins, so we think about you all the time and the history that you made.
Well, I'm honored, and don't sell it. It's worth a lot of money now.
Oh, good. Ooh, I better make sure we don't take it outside with the hoop then. NBA
yeah,
legend.
You don't want to wear it off. Yeah?
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I have your number now. I'm going to call you for another signed ball.
Okay, we're going to be watching for that.
You got it. NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. We salute you, Kareem.
Great talking to you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.